Life doesn't fall apart because you're weak. It falls apart because you're evolving. And the moment things stop making sense, the moment you lose control, the moment patterns collapse, that's not the end of your story. That is the beginning of a quantum process called entropy. In classical physics, entropy is the measure of disorder, the tendency of systems to break down, spread out, dissolve. But in quantum physics, and in your life, entropy is not chaos for the sake of chaos. It's the fertile ground where new order forms, where the old identity loses structure, so a higher identity can emerge. Let's go back for a moment. In the 19th century, Ludwig Boltzmann realized something profound. Systems naturally move from order to disorder, because disorder contains more possibility. Entropy increases because the universe is constantly expanding into new states. But decades later, the Nobel Prize-winning physicist Ilya Prigogine took this idea further. He discovered dissipative structures, systems that grow more complex because of entropy, not despite it. He showed that under stress, under heat, under pressure, systems reorganize into higher levels of complexity. Translation: your breakdowns are upgrades. Your emotional chaos is not a failure. It is a doorway. The moment life dissolves your old version is the moment a higher version becomes possible. Let's take this deeper. In quantum physics, particles do not move from order to disorder in a straight line. They oscillate, they fluctuate, they reorganize, they jump. A particle can shift from one state to another instantly, a quantum leap, precisely because the old state becomes unstable. Your life is the same. When things feel unstable, when you feel lost, when everything familiar feels like it's slipping away, you are entering a quantum zone of state transition. Old coherence dissolves, old identity loses form, old emotional patterns heat up, destabilize, and fall apart. This is not regression. This is quantum entropy preparing you for a phase shift. If you're enjoying how we decode physics to explain your inner evolution, make sure you're subscribed. This channel dives deeper into the science behind consciousness, identity, and reality creation every single week. Now let's talk about what entropy actually does in you. When your life becomes chaotic, your mind tries to cling to old patterns, old beliefs, old identities, old emotions, but entropy doesn't care about your comfort. It cares about evolution. Your system destabilizes because it can no longer sustain the old structure. This is why relationships collapse right before you meet someone aligned. This is why careers crumble right before breakthroughs. This is why emotional upheaval happens when you're closest to a timeline shift. Quantum entropy is the universe saying, your old self cannot survive your future. In neuroscience, this aligns with neuroplasticity. Old neural pathways weaken when new ones emerge. Disorder is required for new structure. Your brain rewires under pressure. Your identity updates when the old system collapses. In psychology, Carl Jung described this as enantiodromia, the reversal of forces, when the psyche swings from one extreme to another to establish a new equilibrium. In systems theory, this is the bifurcation point, the moment a system reaches instability so great that it can no longer return to its old configuration. It must become something new. You have lived through this. Every time your life has imploded, something higher was waiting to emerge. Entropy is not destruction. Entropy is possibility. Let's now connect this to manifestation and timelines. When your life is too orderly, too controlled, too predictable, you collapse the same timeline again and again. Nothing new can enter a system that refuses to change state. It's only when your identity destabilizes, when emotions surface and energy rises, that your field becomes fluid enough to shift. Entropy liquefies the old timeline. This is why emotional intensity precedes breakthroughs. Why confusion precedes clarity. Why endings precede beginnings. The universe cannot give you a higher timeline if you refuse to release the lower one. If you want to explore this deeply, I added an Amazon reading list below. Books by Prigogine, Bohm, Kunal Das, and others who study complex systems, quantum order, and human transformation. Let's close with this. You are not failing, you are evolving. Entropy is not the universe punishing you, it is the universe preparing you. When your life becomes chaotic, your identity is melting, you're becoming fluid again, you're becoming quantum again, and in that fluidity, you gain access to new states of being. Entropy is the doorway between the self you were and the self you are becoming. Don't fear the chaos, don't resist the breakdown, don't cling to the old structure. Let your system dissolve, let your identity expand, let the quantum field reorganize you, because evolution begins the moment your old life can no longer hold you. Thank you for watching Quantum Life. If this episode resonated with you, feel free to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who might need it. Watch next, Quantum Tunneling, Breaking Through Impossible Barriers.